What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm C.
I'm P.
And today we're going to be reacting to Kevin Samuels.
The IKEA marriage. We are big fans of discussions like Kevin Samuels, Jordan Peterson, Candace Owens. And it seems like you guys are big fans of it too, because whenever we post about them, you guys go crazy.
Yeah, we like to, we like to think, but we actually love to discuss, the topics that are being that are being talked about, and actually give our thoughts and comments, because we enjoy doing that, because we'll be spending hours talking about stuff like this, Kevin Samuels. You're gonna find out who is best in this video.
He's very straightforward.
Yeah,
I love it.
He doesn't hold back. He tells you the truth.
Has no filter.
Don't sugarcoat it. And I think a lot of that makes especially women, because they're not used to being spoken to directly like that. They get offended, or they get uncomfortable. But yeah, man, Kevin Samuels.
Let's look into it.
Let's begin.
Yeah.
Let's go to IKEA marriage. Let's go. Oh, hey.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Are modern women and high-value men, are we compatible today?
I would say, like I was saying in the comments before they were turned off, I would say 95% of modern women, I would say a no.
Okay.
And I would say that because
I
don't know, I feel like modern women nowadays just have such high standards and hold themselves in a position that's I wouldn't say lower, but just not in a position of understanding. They continuously say I deserve this, I deserve that, I need this, and I need that.
I hate that when girls be saying this. I deserve this, I deserve that, this, I need that. No, you don't. Why do you?
What makes you deserve all these things?
And they be not having anything. You know what I mean? And they all the millionaires, and and they all want this top niggas, and it's crazy, man. The delusion.
But then they still have no understanding of what a high quality man even wants from a woman.
Okay.
And it's
so how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 20. I'm gonna be 22 this year.
Okay. Were you raised with your mother and father?
Huh?
Were you raised with your mother and your father?
Up until I was about 12. Then my mom raised me the rest of the way.
Same
Hold
as
on.
me.
I will free the comments as long as you guys act like you have some sense. Okay. So, would you like to be married one day?
Yes.
Would you like children?
Yes.
How many?
I'd probably say no more than 3. I think that's sustainable.
So if you watch my show, I start asking, do you want to have to work to pay substantial bills after you're pregnant?
Yeah. I would say after I'm pregnant, I want to at least have some work just to stay, I would say, not bored, because I get bored. And I mean, I'm a woman.
After your youngest is first grade age, are we talking about working then?
And that's what I'm saying, yeah, working, I wouldn't even say a full-time job either, because I know
so
my man.
What that basically means is, if you have kids, 1, 3, and 5 years old, and stair-step them, once your 5-year-old is going to first grade, you like to be able to have some work when your kids are gone during the day.
Yeah.
So that's kind of part-time employment, possibly working for your husband's business. That's still having the most of the responsibility fall on your husband. So, what state do you live in?
I just moved to Arizona a couple months ago. I lived in Colorado.
Both beautiful states. So still, you're looking at a man making around $300,000 a year. And at 22, what's the oldest man you've ever dated?
Right now, I'm dating a 28-year-old, and he's the oldest sexual partner I've ever had.
Okay. Well, for the kind of man you're talking about, the kind of income potential, you're going to be looking at a man closer to 40 years old.
Woo!
You just
and that's something that a lot of people don't realize, is that most men who are millionaires and who have good money, most of them are older men, because they have time to build their business or build something. When you're younger, you build something, and then over time it grows. eventually you get to that million, you know, that multi-million
Well,
dollars,
that's
right?
like that video we were watching on Fresh and Fit
Podcast.
when they were saying that once the man reaches their mid-30s is when they're in that financial success range,
Exactly.
and that's when they tend to be roaming and sexually.
Yeah, because when you're young,
When they're young,
when
they
you
don't
see,
really do it
when you're
because
young
they're focusing
and
on...
you're broke, like a lot of girls in high school would actually go out with college dudes because they have more money, they have a car, you know what I mean? So when you're young and broke and you have no game, if you got those three, you're getting no girls, bro. But it's like after you grow, even though you don't get no girls in college, but if you like are successful as you go, when you get, you know, confidence or like that, and you know, when you get in your 30s, you know, then you actually start to live life, you know, in the sexual marketplace, I would say. You know, but like she's looking for a guy who's like who have all that, you know, that money and all that. That's speaking of all
She
the
wants
guy.
to be
Because young guys who have that money, they don't want to like marry right now. If you're 28 and you have millions, you don't want to marry right now. Yeah. Usually you're looking at older guys who want to settle down, you know, eventually.
Well, she wants to be like a stay-at-home mom with a part-time job.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
I have to know that. And you're talking about the kind of income potential, you're going to be looking at a man closer to 40 years old. You just have to know that. And in this country, we're hesitant to tell women about age gap dating. But if you had some of my South American women, they would come in and say it's typical for men in their late 30s, early 40s to have wives in their early 20s. 35 would be on the low end, but you know, because men just don't hit their financial stride from 45 to 55. But
yeah, and that's something I was gonna say is like a topic that would be kind of cool, is something along the lines of like younger people kind of building that together, because that's something like I talk about with my man all the time. Like he wants that, and that's something that we haven't solidified a exclusive relationship until we are completely feeling like we have reaced a end goal where
so if you are willing to work with the man as he's building, that's a different scenario. What you're talking about is early apartment living, going to a city or an economy where one of you is going to have to be he's going to have to be the primary, but you should still have some sort of work until I would say you're pregnant.
Yeah.
And then, did you go to college?
No. I'm saving to go to college. I was gonna go to college right before this whole pandemic happened. So.
Oh, at 22 years old. Well, I mean, if you're going to college with science, engineering, technology, or math, it's kind of pointless.
Yeah. I'm going for
what I'm
culinary. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna go for culinary.
How's that gonna work with being a wife of 3 children? Those two things are in conflict. I worked in restaurants.
See, a lot of times people make plans for the future,
And they don't really
but
think
they don't
it
really
through.
think about it deeply. How one thing might contradict with the other things. You know what I mean? How she said that, right? She don't have kids and go to culinary school, right? But she don't understand. Like I don't think she ever thought about that. What he's gonna say about that? Like you have to actually go to a place to actually cook for people. You know what I mean?
And after
and
culinary school, you're working for a restaurant or
exactly.
something.
It's like,
So you have to follow their schedule,
Exactly.
their times, and their
and
schedules could be
you
very
wanna work
hectic.
part time. It's like you might not work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And one more thing I will mention is that most of the multi-millionaires like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, those guys, they're really old right now, right? It's funny because if you see pictures of Jeff Bezos when he was first starting at Amazon, if you see him, he looked like a nerd, like a straight nerd. Like no girls would go up to him and be like, "See this guy? I want to go out with this guy," right?
Yeah.
No girl would be thinking that, right?
Yeah.
But now that he's a multi-millionaire,
It's like,
multi-millionaire, like girls are gonna
story.
flock to him.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
true.
So even when he was in his 30s, when he was first starting at Amazon, he didn't have that much money. But now I don't know how old he is now. I think he's pushing like late 40s probably now, early 50s. I don't know. But now he's getting the real big money, and he's like really old. You know what I mean? Not really, but you know he's up there.
I like her stance. She's saying that she wants to be able to build something with her man, and then once she builds something and she has kids, then she wants to dial it back and just do something part-time. That's kind of the mindset that I've always had. I always felt like we should be working together and build something together, and then when we're married and I have kids, then I dial it back a little bit so I can focus on the kids. A lot of women don't have that mindset.
That's admirable, but how many women you know would actually be willing to do that?
Exactly, that's what I just said. A lot of people don't have that mindset.
Exactly. Let's continue. But I like her though. She's not being disrespectful.
Yeah.
She's being,
I was just saying, I like her mindset and everything.
Yeah, she's actually willing to listen.
Interrupt, but I'm gonna go for culinary.
Now, how's that gonna work with being a wife of 3 children? Those two things are in conflict. I worked in restaurants, and you want to be single, do that.
Yeah, I know. That's
so
where I'm at right now.
So what I'm sensing from you is you really don't know what you want to do. And at 22, I would tell young women to really start asking yourself at 40 years old, what kind of lifestyle do you want? Do I want to be a wife, a mother? Where do I want to live? That kind of thing. And then you need to start thinking about the men who can make the kind of money to help provide that. And then what portion you want. I would strongly suggest not jumping it back into school. School is a place where women especially tend to run when they don't have an answer. But that just can potentially put on more debt, more distraction.
I say that like that's something that I've always kind of been up in the air about. Like I have so many passions and I love learning, but my man, I say in a way kind of pushes me to want to go to school because I know that he's a man that wants a woman that's, passionate about something or wants to, like has a drive. And I've been talking.
I would say don't do that.
I don't agree with that.
If they have to force you to go to school, don't do it. You're gonna fail. Like even if you want to go to school, it's hard. A bachelor's degree. I don't know how hard it is in culinary school, but I'm going for the STEM field, and that in itself is hard. And if you don't love it, you don't wanna do it, just don't do it at all. Find out something else to do to make money.
You shouldn't go into something just to appease your man.
Exactly.
Or appease anybody for that matter of fact. You should go into something because you love it. If you are it's like that conversation we were having in the past when a lot of women go into jobs to prove a point. Like if you're gonna go into a job just to appease somebody or prove a point, once you get to that goal of appeasing them and proving that point, then what? Are you gonna really be happy with the job that you're in? Is it gonna bring you the success that you want for your future? Or
you go to school, right? You get some debt, go to college, you do 1 year, get more debt, 2 years, get more debt, and be like, you know what, I really don't want to do this. And you drop out, but then that debt is still there. You know what I mean?
And then you end up paying that for until you're in your 40s.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
So unless you're really sure about it.
Actually, a lot of my high school teachers said that to me, that they went to school for multiple different things because they didn't know what they wanted at
first.
Don't
do that.
And they're like, now we're in our 40s and we're still paying off our college.
Some people go to school and just go to school just like what's your major? I don't know.
Yeah.
Then why are you here? It's like, why are you here?
Or they go to school and spend money on colleges. My sister and my best friend are both guilty of this. And they get a degree, but then they're not working in a field of that degree.
That's why you gotta really be very careful about what degree you pick. Like you got social studies, gender studies. Like, come on, it's not gonna get you anything. Come on. All right, let's continue.
It kind of pushes me to want to go to school because I know that he's a man that wants a woman that's, passionate about something or wants to, has a drive. And I've been talking.
Well, are you talking about your boyfriend?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one reason.
How long you guys been together?
It's gonna be 3 years in October.
Oh well, y'all should be married or get the fuck on. I mean, I'm 3 years. You've been 19 and 28. If y'all ain't married, y'all playing. Okay, now we got a problem. If a 25-year-old was dating a 19-year-old, what does he do for a living?
He went to college, but he's doing DJing and trading. So.
He ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
All right. So in other words, you would have loser.
Yeah.
No, that ain't gonna work.
Don't get married.
That ain't gonna work. Y'all playing. And here's the thing: he can play. You can.
I say if you don't have like a solid financially stable like thing you're doing, don't get married because that's only gonna add to the problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So in other words, you were a loser. No, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Y'all playing. And here's the thing: he can play. You can't. You're 22. You need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Because this may sound cool, mess around and waste your youth, and nobody gonna come along and patch that flat tire. Nope. 3 years, y'all ain't getting married, and you shouldn't be trying to marry no goddamn DJ. Should marry a man that got something else. So.
See, the thing about like Kevin Samuels, a lot of girls bash on him for saying, "Oh, he hate women" or whatever, but he does also both guys and girls. There was one video a guy called. He said he was like, I don't know, a girl, whatever, like a high value girl, and he was fat. He didn't have a good job. It's like he was like, why should that girl want you? Like you out of shape. You're not making enough money. What do you go to have fun? So you do nothing. So why should that girl want you?
It's actually the opposite of what most people say. Most people bash him thinking that he's cold and he doesn't like or respect women and blah blah blah. But it's actually the opposite, because if he really didn't like or respect women, he wouldn't be working so hard for you to understand that you need to get yourself together. You need to prioritize things differently if you want to get the things that you want in your life, if you want to achieve those goals. So he's taking the time out of his busy schedule to inform people on YouTube, whether you're a man or a woman, about these things, so that way you could achieve success. So that way there's more people out there achieving success like himself.
He took the same way to men as just to women. Straight facts, no sugarcoating anything, just the truth. And I like that.
Nope, 3 years, y'all ain't getting married. And you shouldn't be trying to marry no goddamn DJ. You should marry a man that got something else. So if you hear me, guy, I said it. You know you ain't marrying this woman because you can't provide food. Stop smoking that shit. I didn't think I knew.
Oh God. Is that it?
You didn't think I knew? He's
What is it?
He's at the end. He's like, you didn't think I knew? Come on, guys.
Yeah, man. I said to get married, have a stable income.
Yeah.
Cause if he was doing DJing and he was like one of those top DJs, like doing like shows every night and getting money, yeah. But the way she said it, like he's doing DJing, he's not really
and going
making
to
money
for something
that hard, you know.
If you
if he was making a lot of money, she would say he's doing DJing and making this amount of money every month. She would have said it. She was making a lot of money.
If you were serious about let's start over. Everybody has some kind of plan or idea that they want for their lives for the next at least 5 years. If you don't think total long term, you're thinking at least 5 years ahead. Everybody does. It's natural. It's natural.
I don't know, man. Some people go through life without thinking about the future.
Majority of people do. If you are serious about those plans that you have in your head for those next 5 years or whatever, you have to really break down everything that you are doing. Like, for example, when I first decided I was moving to Florida, I broke down everything that I wanted to do plan-wise. And when I first got here, it was a struggle because I was still living with my brother and I still had a lot of debt and I also had to pay rent with him. And then it didn't get easier until I met my boyfriend and I moved in with him. And then I was able to actually make a financial plan. But if I didn't make that decision of leaving my brother's house to live with my boyfriend, I would have never been able to structuralize that plan. So every decision that comes your way, you have to really think about it and decide what you want to do that's going to help you for your future.
And believe it or not, that process is a skill. Like making a choice and thinking about how that choice will contact with other choices. Like you were saying, she wanted 2 kids, but she wanted to be a culinary school and be a chef. It's like wanted like 5 kids and wanted to be a doctor. It's not gonna.
It's like why
when you're a doctor, you're working like almost all the time, and how you gonna have time for the kids? You know, but it's like You have
It's
to
like
really
wanting
think
to
about.
it's like wanting to
those
eat
things.
peanut butter ice cream, but you're lactose intolerant and you're allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, you gotta really
Like-
think deeply about like what you wanna do and how that's gonna match with everything else you wanna do. And some things are gonna have to get sacrificed.
And some things are really natural instincts. Like sometimes there really is a little voice inside of you that's telling you to do the right thing because your body and your mind naturally have this like pull towards what you really want. If your heart is telling you like, oh, I really want to be like one of the top chefs in the world, you will have this natural drive, like this hunger to go to culinary school, to do this, to do that, you know what I mean? And then eventually along the lines, if you do want to have kids, you'll have another drive that will lead you towards, okay, maybe let me step down from being the head chef and let me be this, and then I could focus on my kids and not be so higher demand.
What I say, prioritize, like make a list. The thing you that's most important, put it in the top. If it's in the bottom, put it in the bottom, right? And then like if anything at the top is gonna contradict with anything at the bottom, just cross out the bottom ones. Because focusing on too much at once is gonna bring everything down.
Exactly, at least temporary, because later on down the line, those bottom things that you cross could come back.
Yeah.
So like, don't think, oh, if I'm crossing this out, this is never gonna happen. It's just I'm crossing it out for now because right now it's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
Right now it's not on my radar. Right now I need to get this on my radar, and once I get this done, I can focus on this, and so on and so forth.
All right, guys. Kevin Samuels.
He's really great.
Yeah.
I really love how he speaks. He's almost like Jordan Peterson, where he speaks in a way like he's not intentionally trying to disrespect
He think about
you.
what he says and he tells the truth.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
He's not intentionally trying to disrespect you or make you feel some type of way.
But it's the
He's
truth.
really trying to help you, but
Yeah.
at the same time, he doesn't want to sugarcoat
The
it.
truth can hurt.
Because if he sugarcoats it, that's not helping you. That's
Exactly.
not making you a better person. And I respect people like that are able to sit down on YouTube and talk like that and help us learn and be better people. So we're obviously going to be doing more videos of him in the future, so stay tuned if you really enjoy his content and enjoy our reactions to him.
So yeah, comment,
Like,
subscribe.
bye.
See you next time.